Hey everybody, what's up? Circus coming at you with well, I don't even know what to say because I'm so excited, Rye, because Zexal's right around the corner. This morning Konami did a stream. They leaked
hmm
everything. They leaked the new box, they leaked the structure deck. It was definitely unintentional, but Rye was there to catch them on it and expose them.
Yeah, there you go. It was me, PDS Kamel. We were just watching the stream, and all of a sudden, someone was like, "Hey guys, so they just accidentally leaked the main box," and we were like, "Okay, cool. Let's look at the cards and let's start playing with the cards. Why do we don't have to wait till the 29th?"
Right. So we got this cool emulator here, I guess you could call it, or simulator. It's called YGO Omega, and it's pretty cool because it has all the cards in the game, and you can play speed duels on it. So that's Duel Links, in case you didn't know. So what we did tonight is we're taking Element Sabers, King of the Old meta versus the new meta, right? And what were you playing, Rye?
Yep. So I was playing the new Tellerknights that's coming out,
Mm-hmm.
which is a very heavy Xyz based deck. Think kind of like Black Wings, but not exactly. Very interesting. I'm sure we'll have like gameplay kind of in the back. Um, versus the kind of older deck in Element Saber. Both. Well, I mean, obviously this is all first impressions. We were literally mostly figuring out the app itself.
Right.
The app is in closed beta. Just to warn you
Yep.
guys, it is in closed beta. Currently, right now, there are no dueling skills. There are only speed duel skills, which are very similar, but not exactly the same.
Right.
So all that is still being worked on. But as far as everything else, though, it is fully automated, so it's not like Dueling Book where I have to sit there and read the cards, and it just knows when things activate.
Right.
And we have a pretty accurate, I would say 99% accurate representation of how it would look in Duel Links, which is super cool. We don't have to sit here and kind of say, oh, well, do we think this deck's going to be good? Because we can just play it right away.
Well, like the only thing I didn't have on my deck was Destiny Draw, but I had access to everything
Yeah.
else that's in Duel Links. So
Pretty much, yeah. And I
yeah.
think there's actually a speed duel deck or card that's pretty close to Destiny Draw. So if we wanted to go this extra step, we definitely could have, but we were like, whatever. We'll just do it next time.
So what were your first impressions of playing the new deck?
Yeah, so Teller Knights are really interesting. I built them more with back row heavy intentions in mind. They've got some ridiculous combos. I will say that if they're able to go into their full 3 monster combo, they bring out a ridiculous monster that can't be floodgated or anything like that, and then can pop a single card every single turn. However, it is kind of difficult to bring them out if you don't open up very well. That's where I think skills are going to come into play. Either something like switcheroo or something like balance will help them do that a little bit better than what I was doing. And then they have this crazy counter trap that's just ridiculous. It's basically Blackbird close, but it can't activate from the hand.
I
But
hated that trap. I hated that trap.
not only can it stop monster effects, spell, and traps, and after you do that, you destroy it, and you get to draw a card on top of that as well. So pretty crazy. I think I went to every Xyz I had in my extra deck besides like a couple of them. I think only the Cowboy's the only one I didn't really use, but I just tossed him in there for the memes pretty much. I didn't know if he was actually good or not. But yeah, the deck seems pretty fun. It has crazy draw potential. The Tsukiyomi, Bujin Tsukiyomi, I'm able to go into that because it just requires 2 light monsters, which are all light, which is a crazy card. You basically, if you have 1 card left in your hand, you discard it and you draw 2, or you basically discard your whole hand. But you could, as long as you have 1 in your hand, you can draw 2. So there were
Mhm.
some games where I was down to like 6 cards left in my deck. And we were on turn 3 or something, and I was just drawing crazy back row, and kind of just I was thinking like, dang, maybe I should just put Hatronade in this deck. Maybe that's just the key. Go Hatronade, go
Yep.
TTH. You're gonna draw them. Like you are going to draw them. It's insane draw power that you get. Other than that, I didn't really pack a good out to Casitas. So once Casitas hit the board, it was kind of GG's. I'm sure there's an easy answer to that, though. It's nothing too
Well,
insane.
that's what people got to remember. We're not saying this is the deck to play. This was just us. Let's just
Just messing
try,
around with the
yeah,
deck.
just
Yeah.
messing around. I was surprised at the speed of it because you were able to draw a lot of cards. Like sometimes I'd have like 15 cards in my deck and you'd have like
Yeah.
eight. You
Yeah, it's
know,
pretty crazy. The Tsukiyomi lets you draw a lot. The actual teller cards themselves search a lot from your deck. You've got the I'm terrible with names. It's like Debune or something. Actually, let me pull it up here very quickly. Yeah, so you've got the main, like I think it's going to be a UR if I'm not mistaken. Deneb. That's the one that lets you straight up search, and all their effects are based on when they summon. So special summon, normal summon, flips. It doesn't matter if they get summoned; they get their effects. The Altair is crazy because he lets you special summon from the grave. So you have a crazy combo where if you're able to get the Unkalahi, that's not how you say that.
Wow.
You can send one from your deck to the grave, and then you can Altair, and then you can go into your big XC's Deltros monster, which is ridiculous. I mean, just listen to this effect. Um, while this card has Xyz material, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects when you normal or special summon a monster. Like that in itself is insane,
Right.
right? Like if you can't respond to my summons, you can't floodgate me, you can't fiendish my initial summon, anything like that. Once per turn, detach an Xyz, target one card in the field, destroy it. If this card's sent from the field to the graveyard, special summon a Tellerknight from your hand or deck. So like that's the combo, right? The combo is you turbo him out. He does require 3 level 4s. If he gets into the graveyard, for example, use your Stellar Nova Alpha, the counter trap I was talking about. You send him to the grave. You add the Altair from your deck to your hand. Next turn, you summon Altair, who special summons the Deltros back, the boss monster you used for the Nova or the Alpha, back to the field. So pretty crazy combos that this deck can kind of go into. I ended up playing also Ballista Squad. You'll see a couple times in the replays. Because if I got floodgated or Canadia, the monster was kind of useless at that point, so I just ballisted away. I don't know if that's totally worth it. I think it's more of like a floodgate counter measure, but we'll see how that kind of turns out. And then just deck cards like Karma Cut, Cosmic. I add a lot to my hand with this deck, so Karma Cut is really, really good. Cosmic's really good, just in general because it's Cosmic Cyclone. And then Fiendish Shane just because it came out. So I was like, let's just play Fiendish Shane.
What I found in playing Element Sabers is you can't have enough Floodgate. You couldn't have enough Canadia. Fiendish Chain was okay. It was okay. But going into like I think like a mirror wall or something like that, a lot of times Rye would just negate it before I could even do anything about it.
Yeah.
You're gonna see me make a mistake in the gameplay here. I forgot I didn't have Kaliga in my extra deck because I wanted to throw up a Kaliga and see what he could do with it, and I was like, oh, we were trying different things, and it's like, oh, let's throw some XYZs into the deck, into the Element Saber deck, and then there was a time where I was like, okay, Ryan, I'm gonna XYZ, and I had what? I had the Palace, I had
Yeah.
Malehu, Lapulia, and you're like, do
And
you
I was
really
like,
want to do that?
ah.
Is that a good idea?
I
So,
just think it's interesting because and obviously too it's something we didn't actually do. We played with 6 extra deck monsters instead of 7. There is going to be a 7th extra deck slot that was
oh,
confirmed.
okay, all right,
So we definitely messed a little bit up on that, but we'll fix that later for
right.
sure.
This was just
That
like,
being
let's
said,
find out how how these
that
things
being
do.
said, in
Yeah.
terms of generic XCs, there's nothing super crazy. Of course, there's Utopia, who's okay. Probably the Gaga Samurai, I feel like is going to be kind of one of the better generic ones. He can detach material and he can basically make a Gaga himself. Swing twice. He does have a cool second effect where he can go defense mode and protect another monster that gets attacked. But a meta that's kind of dictated by invoked. We were in a situation where I Gaga'd, and I think you put him in defense. I don't remember how. Or you stopped his attack. You didn't put him in defense. I don't remember. I think it was Fiendish Chain or something. And then it didn't even matter because you just summoned Purgatrio. And it's like, well, Purgatrio is going to swing everything. So it doesn't matter if I protect right now.
Right. Yeah.
Utopia would have been better in that situation to negate the attack.
Now, what I
So,
noticed was when I was playing Element Sabers, at first, when you first started playing, I was trying to keep up, reading the cards. I mean, you were too, obviously, just trying to figure it
yeah.
out. But at first, it seemed like the deck was overwhelming. But once I figured out what you were kind of doing and where to start to disrupt, it didn't feel like overwhelming to the point where it's like,
Yeah.
well, I guess I can throw away this deck. I'm never going to be able to play it again because it's just going to get outclassed.
Right. Well, it is a combo deck, and Element Sabers is the perfect deck to put in against a combo deck. Black Wings, Karakuri, anything like that. Against other decks, yeah, that would be the situation they run into. That's why I was at one point thinking like, yeah, maybe I should just play Hatronade because then I turn your combo killer deck
Yeah,
into
just
nothing,
gone.
right?
Yeah.
Like I just Trunade and then it's over. So that's why I was thinking about doing that at one point. But yeah, basically, if you hit them with a well-timed Karma Cut, Fiendish. No, Fiendish isn't too bad because it can summon multiple monsters and you can XCs with your Fiendish monster. It's more Floodgate and Canadia. Floodgate is so bad in this deck. It's like how Black Wings are, right? They get one zone floodgated and they're even though they still have 2 zones, just because they don't have that 3rd zone, it's really hard to flex into other monsters. Same situation here.
Mhm.
Also, the best boss monster, the Deltaros, does require 3 monsters. So if you just lose a space, then you know, that's that. I was playing a super heavy or super buddy force version when we were first playing. I
Oh
think
yeah,
that
that's right.
helped a
Yeah.
lot with consistency as well. I did take that card out to try playing some other back row. I think ultimately I'd put that card back in just because, like, yeah, just going through just grinding through the back row, and you just need as many special summons as possible
Hmm.
to kind of get that going. But overall, it was a lot of fun. This app is amazing.
Yeah, it
We're
is.
actually
It's great.
doing giveaways for this app. Every stream, we're going to try to give anywhere from 3 to 5 keys away. So definitely watch the streams to figure out how to win. And then on Saturday, we'll probably just do more community duels for people that have the game and deck build with the community. Me and Circus can come on and play a little bit.
Yep.
PDS has it, Mythyard has it, Kamel has it. We could do some more of that.
Yeah, so this video you're watching right now is coming out on Saturday, and so that evening we'll be on live on Twitch. So come check that out, and like we'll be just trying things out. Like we want people in the stream to tell us, oh, try this, try that, because tonight it was just Ryan and I screwing around. I pretty much played the same deck the whole time, just trying to give him a hard time to see how well his deck would do. And like
Yeah.
we said, this was just us having fun. This is not us saying this deck is OP. This is the final form of the deck. This was just let's throw some cards together and see how it does. And in an unoptimized version, I think it did really well.
Yeah, for
It's definitely
unoptimized,
gonna hang.
it
It's
did
gonna
well.
hang in the meta, I would say.
Yeah, it'll, I do expect, obviously I want to see how it does with skills. Of
Hmm.
course, there's other, big contenders, Witchcrafter, Kara Curry, kind of like the big deck to beat right now.
Right.
Invoke Neos is arguably better than, Element Saber. But you know what? Element Saber's been here for like a year, so we
That's why
want
we
it to
wanted to
be,
use it because
be like
our
the
buddy
entry
Neg
point to
used
everything.
it in the KC Cup and still did well with it. It's kind of like the old guard, you know what I
Yeah,
mean? So it's kind of like gotta get rid of the old and bring in the new kind of thing. So we wanted to test it was the
yeah,
gatekeeper for so long. So and a lot of
pretty
people have the
much.
deck. So
But yeah, I mean, I'm sure there's gameplay being played in the back. I hope you guys enjoy that gameplay. If you think the
actually, we're just
if you
sitting in
like,
the lobby now. We're just sitting
oh
in the
well, there you
lobby.
go, perfect,
We
even
just
better.
finished. So
But yeah, if
yep,
you guys are interested in playing with us, definitely check out Battle Phase Sunday pop up will be happening at 2. So when this video goes up, there'll be a couple hours to sign up. So definitely watch that stream to figure out how to get some beta access keys.
yep,
And then that Saturday night, we'll be playing with the community, making new decks. We definitely want to check out Boojins as well. That's the other
yep.
kind of major archetype
And
coming
I'm
out.
sure we'll clip that and
Yeah.
you'll
And then
see all the
yeah,
good
this
stuff.
is this is the first kind of simulator that's being built with Duel Links in mind. And yeah, I think it'll be a great tool, but we got to support it.
Yep. All right, guys, we're gonna get out of here. I hope you like what you saw. I hope we can get a lot more of these out before Zexal comes out, just so you guys have an idea. Is the box worth it? Do I got to go into it? I'm already saying yes.
Yeah, this box, you can just read our box review, but this is going to be one of those boxes you have to go into.
Yeah, it's gonna be a lot of fun. Spend all your money, work overtime, donate plasma, collect the change out of your
Yeah.
couch. Do what you got to do. All right, we're gonna get out of here. I'm Circus. That's Rye.
See you in Zexal.